Hi everyone, this is Group 1. Today we are going to talk about the loss of marine biodiversity, and here's the content page. The first part is the project introduction. Firstly, we're going to analyze the problem space. Our group chose the Sustainable Development Goals 14, conserve and sustainably use the oceans, seas, and marine resources for sustainable development, while biodiversity protection is a global acknowledged goal. Resolving the human-caused biodiversity threat is one of the most challenging issues we are facing today. Marine biodiversity is critical in delivering human-dependent ecosystem functions and practices. It provides us with necessities such as food, resources, energy, and transportation. We can also develop such as tourism, entertainment, and religious activities. However, the rapid growth of the world's population has put pressure on coastal and marine environments, resulting in varying degrees of loss of marine biodiversity. The current ocean crises are as the following points, the most common of which is the destruction of marine habitat. Among all these ocean crises, we will mainly focus on marine habitat destruction and propose a design solution based on this problem that can achieve both effective marine habitat protection and sustainable production. We found that the destruction of marine habitat is the main cause of the marine biodiversity loss, and the main reasons for the habitat degradation are marine infrastructure, rapid population growth, coastal development, loss of nature shorelines. It is universally acknowledged that the mangrove ecosystem provides significant advantages to both biological world and humanity. Mangrove root systems improve the marine biodiversity by increasing the habitat complexity. Our broad vision for the marine biodiversity conservation project is that a well-managed coastal environment that benefits the marine life and the local population now and into the future. Marine biodiversity conservation is closely linked with four aspects: the environment, cultural, economic, and social. In order to realize the vision, we analyze the conceptual framework from these four perspectives. So after that, we refine our design problem. How might we help to conserve marine habitat along coastal shorelines? We focus on the issues of marine habitat destruction, which is one of the real threats to Australia's biodiversity. We identify the possibilities to improve marine biodiversity while still achieving balanced and sustainable solutions, including increased the community benefits and the possibility of exploiting bioregional marine industries.
In order to get better design, we analyzed 3 projects about marine life.
Living Seaworld is designed to provide habitat for native aquatic species, and the school aim is aimed to provide a distinctive, immersive platform for shore-life education experience, while also creating a space for learners who without academic background. And mangrove planter is designed to reduce wave energy to help small mangrove forests grow up.
To analyze those precedents, we made a concept framework for them, which is considered from ecological, social, and economical, and those 3 parts will influence each other.
The floating island conceptual frameworks can be separated into habitat and public space design and the VI and UI design. The final redesign consists of a modular floating platform, a series of underwater modular mangrove branches, an interactive mobile application, and an outdoor navigation system. This biomimicry habitat design aims to bring back the native species, encourage habitat complexity, and alternatively achieve a sustainable coastal environment that benefits marine life and the local population. Meanwhile, with the goal of developing a joyful, immersive educational space to enhance community awareness and encourage marine habitat conservation, a unique brand identity is developed with a distinct color palette. Through the VI and UI designs, interact with individuals to create an immersive educational environment that is able to engage both adults and young children about marine sustainability. As this is a multidisciplinary design project, we analyze and apply theories from 3 different directions. Biomimicry design usually considers the environmental features, place-based relationship, and other things shown from the diagram. Throughout the biomimicry design, we will be able to reconnect nature with inspiration and a new respect for nature. Furthermore, we also look at the sustainable public place theory. The design of sustainable urban public space is complex in terms of factors that need to be considered. Such a city is in need of public authorities to provide a safe and comfortable environment. And for eco-engineering, the third diagram depicts the progression of the stage if we want to reduce the ecological footprint of our communities. Ecological perspective and an ecological decision-making progress must be used.
We are aiming to build a public space for humans and marine species using modular design utilizing digital fabrication techniques as the method, and connecting with innovative educational space, providing immersive learning experiences, creating a stable and sustainable ecological habitat cornerstone. During the concept phase, we developed 2 typical personas to help us develop understanding and empathy for our target stakeholders and end users.
Here are some initial ideation sketches developed by our team members. Apart from designing for sustainable, efficient, and cost-effective design, our group also considered how our design decisions would affect our stakeholders, including the marine species and the people living in the community. For safety and responsibility aspects, we considered installing handrails along the walkway and also installing an emergency call button. For environmental considerations, our project is set on the coastal foreshore located at the Ulugu Walk in Barangaroo. We want to use sustainable materials and construction methods to minimize any biological or ecological impact. For social and cultural consideration, we want to acknowledge that the Barangaroo Reserve is the territory of the Gadigal of the Eora Nation's land. For generations, Sydney siders and visitors have been unable to walk along the Sydney Harbour foreshore between these areas because they were industrial and commercial land, off limits to the public. The Ulugu Walk in Barangaroo was newly opened in 2021 as a spectacular new pedestrian walkway along the waterfront. We choose this location because this is a significant public green space in the heart of Sydney. As a solution for shoreline hardening, we want to restore the complex marine habitat, boost marine biodiversity, bring back the native species, and also provide an immersive and playful educational space for the local population. We named this project as the Floating Island. Here is a storyboard demonstrating the interactive process when visitors enter the site. The user is first encouraged to use the navigation screen to learn the general info and scan the QR code using their phone to access our immersive learning platform. Visitors can also stay down and relax in the habitat to closely observe the marine species colonizing in this area. Here we have developed a collection of species illustrations to help the user learn about marine species. This eye-catching graphic style conveys our fundamental aims, which is to stimulate interest and encourage users to discover within the system. The biomimicry mangrove habitat will offer ideal breeding grounds for many species and provide a growing space for microorganisms and algae. In return, this will feed many species, such as invertebrates like octopus and jellyfish, mollusks like oyster and mussel, crustaceans like lobster, prawn, and crab, and also fishes and birds. Young fish from the nearby coral reefs, like snapper and grouper, will come to take refuge in the tangled roots and grow with much less competition and predation. This complex biomimicry ecosystem will encourage habitat complexity and introduce more native species to live in the area. The floating island is constructed with modular hexagonal units made of recycled plastic. Users can enter the habitat from the foreshore at Ulugu Walk in Barangaroo Reserve. These diversified units can facilitate later changes and expansions of the public platform shape. The tridiagonal structure of the modular branches mimics the root structure of mangrove forests, creating a nursery ground for the species to colonize and grow in the area. The hollow structure is constructed using material optimization to get the best possible design of elastic structures, providing aesthetically appealing gaps and grooves, while also saving 3D printing material during the construction phase. This process is also known as typology optimization. The material considerations for constructing the floating island include metal handrails, waterproof decking tile, metal frame for supporting the floating platform, recycled plastic flotation modules, 3D printed concrete modular branches, and also concrete columns for constructing the foundation pillars.
We also set up a navigation screen. The navigation screen is designed for searching and guiding purpose, which combines the touchscreen and interactive user interface. The aim is to deliver accurate guidance information. When visitors touch the screen, a map of the redesigned habitat will be displayed. Visitors are encouraged to learn more about the overall structure and material composition of the floating island. They will also be able to locate themselves while they're using this device. In addition, a combination of illustrated species images and real-life pictures will be shown on the screen. You can demonstrate the illustrated handbook of marine life. You can also educate the general public about the ecological status of this area. From the product to UI design, we have used the same color combination to enhance the overall sense of the design system. When we design the illustrated images and patterns, we redesign the icon graphic in a more playful way, which is a cartoon collage of marine life. We wanted to maintain the original characteristic of a marine life while making the overall style look more livelier and more playful. We also expect this collage style of cartoon illustration will arouse children's interest in learning and create a sustainable relationship between the public and marine life. In addition to the touchscreen, we have designed a playful interactive system. Visitors are able to scan the QR code at the bottom of the screen to access the app. Within the app, visitors will be able to access the map of the floating island, an illustrated handbook of marine life, and some fun interactive AR games. Users are encouraged to discover more about the marine life and gain knowledge of the area's marine ecology and habitat during their visit and continue to access the information offset.
The UI design and user flow design of Floating Island are shown on the left, which also serve as a guide for our UI design. In addition, our UI design and graphic style follow the following principle as well. The first is clear visual heritage, the second is navigability, the third is granularity, and the last is consistency. And there is a dynamic interactive demonstration of our app and navigation screen. On the left is the app, which shows the whole collation process of the game from the beginning. And take fish as an example. After completing the collation of all the fish, the users will get a trophy and then display in their personal homepage. In the personal homepage, they will also show their collation and explore schedule as well. On the right is the navigation screen, which will show VR animation as the standby screen when no one clicks on it. In addition to the map and VR function, as navigation system, all the sea creature illustrations are provided here, which can also be used as a nice tool to complete the personal collation game. And finally, to conclude our project, the strength of it is this project makes efficient use of a multidisciplinary approach, combining biotechnologies and culture with art and design to suggest future possibilities for sustainable design. While as to limitation, due to the epidemic, it is impossible to undertake field research visits for the project. So there is all of our presentation. There is the reference. Thanks for listening.